Hello everybody, it's Cobalt here and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be another very exciting Wave 2 LPS unboxing, and here are the LPS that I have to show you today. So I of course cannot open these guys without giving a huge shout out and thank you to the amazing and wonderful Jerry Berry. I hope you guys know who she is. She sent me a package a while ago, and this is another package from her because if you don't know, a few of the Wave 2 pets that are not currently available in the United States are actually available in Canada, and the second these dropped on the Walmart website, she messaged me and was like, "Hey Eddie, do you want these LPS?" And I said yes. So she sent them to me and I am so excited to open them with you guys. She also sent me a bunch of ketchup chips, of course. Thank you so much. Jerry is literally the GOAT. And she sent me a sticker of her mascot, and she even sent me this postcard with drawings of the characters from her LPS series, which is called Red Lights. I'd say this is probably the thing Jerry is most known for, so if you haven't seen this, you're living under a rock, but she's going to be remaking the series soon, and I'm so excited. But yeah, here's her little message, and I really appreciate it. This is so cool, and I appreciate these as well. So without further ado, let's finally get into the unboxing portion. All right, so here are the two sets. As you can see, these are from the new wave of Pet Pairs. Again, these are both from Canada, specifically from Walmart, and I will be linking them in the description, so if you live in Canada, you can go check them out. Unfortunately, I don't think you can ship them to the US directly from the site, so just a fair warning, but they will show up here and in other countries eventually. But both of these sets are very exciting because there is a new mold in each of them. Over here we have what I am considering the wolf dog because it is the first official head swap for G7, and it's a husky head on a timberwolf body. And then over here is a 100% original basic fun mold of the capybara. So I'm going to start off with this set first, which personally I think I'm probably more excited for this one because I just love this LPS so much, but obviously I'm intrigued by the capybara. But here is a full turnaround of the box. Again, you're going to be seeing stuff in English and French because it's Canadian. But the two pets in here are number 88 and 89, and this is the Jump and Joy set. The packaging layout looks a little bit different from Wave 1, but again, it might just be because it's from Canada. But on the side, you can see the baby turtle and the giraffe, which are some other pets you can get in this series. And here are the 4 pet pairs that we have on the back. So quite a bit less than we had from Wave 1, but more pet pairs might be released later. I'm not entirely sure. I actually just posted a video kind of going over everything that's popping up in Wave 2, so you should definitely go check that out. But it looks like we are getting a card of the wolf dog, which I am so excited for. And you can see the two sets we have here, and then this other set, and the one with the sloth. Look at that weird little guy. Someday I'll get that one too. And then on the other side, we have the sloth and the poodle. Here's what the top of the box looks like with the dog and the bird. And here is what the bottom of the box looks like. So just like Wave 1, you have to remove this piece from the box to access the card and the checklist in here, so don't forget about that. I know a lot of people have missed that little detail of the packaging. Alright, so just like every single set, we have the classic checklist, which I will not be going over in this video, but you can see it in some of my past videos I've done. And then here is the coin and the card. I actually really like this card. I think it's super cute. And finally, we got one that actually has the better LPS from this set on it. And they are a Sportiest Level 2 core pet. Now for accessories, we have this. It's some kind of food, but honestly, I've never known what it's supposed to be. We have these little cookies, and we have the little circus hoop ring kind of thing. So they've had these two accessories in G7 already, but this one's definitely new, and I think it's a pretty cool color. But now, of course, the part everyone has been waiting for, the two pets. You'll start off with the poodle, and I think she's pretty cute. Not the hugest fan of the specific base, but I definitely like this one better than the one that came in the blind boxes from Wave 1, and she is a reproduction of a pet that already exists, except this time she has this little lightning bolt, which I didn't even realize, but it's only on one side. Here is a side-by-side in case you're curious of what the other one looks like. So a little bit different. This one's definitely a lot brighter, but I think that her colors are pretty cute, so can't complain too much. But I think everybody is a lot more excited for this one, so here they are. So first off, this one, the paint job on this little mark here is not that great. Look on the card. It's supposed to look like that. It's supposed to be a very thin line, but this one's just kind of like a splotch that honestly looks like a smudge that's not supposed to be there. Oh, holy shit. Okay, that's terrible. Wait, let me do a squish test on this one really quick. Like, okay, not super squishy. They might just be a little bit squishier because they were traveling in a package, you know, going through different climates and whatnot. But this is the squishiest head I have felt. I think you can see on camera. That's actually awful, because if we go back to this one, you know, similar feel. I mean, it definitely helps with her hair being like a thicker kind of spot. It has a lot more sculpting, and it's painted as well. That makes it a little bit harder to squish. You squish really hard, you can make it pretty flat, but like, she doesn't feel terrible. Legitimately, I would be afraid to customize this one with how squishy its head is. Like, look at, I can literally get that perfectly flat together. I'm squeezing both ends of plastic perfectly flat. The lower part of the face is obviously a lot harder. The snout's not squishy at all, and you can feel the peg inside. When I squeeze like this, I can feel the peg on the bottom, but it's not at the top, so you can squish it perfectly. Like, look at this. This is what would happen when you boil your LPS or heat them up with a hairdryer. This should not happen when it is just existing like that. Okay, so definitely loses points for that. I mean, obviously squishing doesn't hurt it, but like I said, I do not want to customize this base because I do not think that it will survive getting squished if you put paint, let alone clay on it. Luckily, since it is a head swap though, you can just make it on your own with some other LPS, but the fact that this head is so squishy does definitely make me worried for the upcoming husky. I'm gonna let this one sit overnight because I've noticed that some of the other pets I've had have firmed up over time, so I will put in a little clip here to notify you guys if the head has hardened at all or if it is still squishy 24 hours later. All right, it is now the next day, so moment of truth. No. I was gonna say maybe a little less squishy, but he is the same. It's really the back here that's like so bad. Look at that. Why is this happening? I'm gonna put him in the freezer actually, see if that works. All right, here it is, freshly from the freezer. Obviously, it has hardened. Never mind, it was hard for like 2 seconds because it was cold, but yeah, that didn't do anything. It just made it wet. But moving on from that little disappointing note, let's actually talk about this pet. I think that the design is super cute. The lightning bolt and the paint error here are a little bit unfortunate. If you cover that up, I think it's adorable as well, but I see what they're going for and I do like it. I think it's interesting, and something that I want to point out is this one definitely feels like it's very much inspired by this design, which is obviously official LPS artwork, but this was never released as a real LPS, so I feel like in a way this is kind of its moment to finally exist, which I think that's pretty cool because it is a very cute design and you can definitely see that there's a lot of thought put into it with how detailed it is, and everything about this LPS definitely makes me think that Basic Fun has started taking notes from customizers, which is really cool. But yeah, I also think that this is a great head swap, one that I will definitely be using in the future, although I'll just be head swapping it myself and not using this specific base like I said. But I think it's very cute and I'm honestly surprised that I've never done the swap myself and never really seen anybody else do it because obviously it's genius. But since this is our first look at a husky head, let's compare it to Cobalt because obviously he is made from a G2 husky. So it looks a little bit different. Obviously Cobalt has some sculpted modifications on him like his eyebrows and his hair, but if you're just kind of looking, you know, here, especially at this side where the cheek fluff is, it appears a little bit different to me, but I'm really not fully sure. But of course, let's do a comparison as well to our actual Timberwolf. So this is the G7 Timberwolf. I assume their bodies are exactly the same, although because this one is an exact mold of the G2 version, you can see he has his little like serial codes and stuff there, but this one does not have it there on its body. Instead, it is actually printed on the feet, and if you can see there, it says 2024, so this is 100% a brand new mold, which makes me think that maybe they've remodeled the husky mold just because it looks a little bit different, but I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to wait and see for when they actually release the husky that is the same mold as Cobalt in the little winter themed 3-pack set. The last thing I have to mention about this LPS is its very strange eyelashes. I'm not really sure why it seems to have 2 different sets of eyelashes. Like, I feel like we should just stick with one. Maybe just like that. That would be cute. Or just like that. I think I would prefer it with these top ones or maybe no eyelashes at all. But I feel like it kind of looks out of place because they're such drastically different styles of eyelashes. But maybe that's just me. The application of the paint here on the bottom of the head is a little bit messed up as well. And you can also see it here on the feet. Not super clean, but in general, I do really like this LPS, so hopefully it can improve in the future. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. All right, so now time to open up the Capybara set. Cross your fingers that the Capybara is going to be a little bit better than our wolf dog here, but the box is exactly the same, so I'll just open it up for you guys. And here's the card, and here is the coin. Again, definitely got the card for the better pet, which I'm very happy about. I think if I got a card of the bird, that would be so lame. But glad to see we got the Capybara, which is number 90, and he is a Chilius level 2 rare pet. As for accessories, the ones included in this set are a little bit smaller, and again, these are all repeated accessories. First up, we got this little boat. We've seen quite a few blue boats, but I think this one might be a slightly different color of blue, but the peanuts and the coconut shell appear to be exactly the same as ones we've gotten before. And here are the pets. Of course, I will start off by talking about the bird because it's the less cool version of the two. I talked about this in my last video, but there's actually a prototype version of this bird that looks like this. Same design, just on a different mold. I definitely prefer this mold though. I think it looks a lot cuter, but I'm very interested in that prototype in general. I think it would be cool to try to get my hands on it, but that probably won't ever happen. Anyways, I like this bird a lot. I actually think it's very cute. Its eyes are kind of pointing in two different directions, but the colors are nice. The flower's a little bit strange, but still cute. It has a very tropical, like Hawaiian kind of vibe, and I definitely see this one as like a little baby rooster. What I can definitely say is I like this one a lot better than the pink one that came in the talent show set, which is the same type of bird, but now it is Capybara time. Look at his dumb face. I have known about the Capybara for the majority of the year, and I have been a fan of him the entire time. I think the mold looks amazing, but the colors, we have to talk about the colors, because this one, I actually prefer the colors of this one better than the red one that comes in the house, but I'm not really sure what the thinking is behind the colors. I'm all for bright colors, like, you know that I love that, even if that's a hot take, but the fact that this is a brand new mold that maybe a lot of people may not even know what a capybara is, I think it's kind of strange that they didn't at least include one that has natural colors, because obviously Basic Fun has no problem with doing a nice brown design. For the brand new French Bulldog, we even got a nice brown design for that, so I don't really know why that's not the case with the capybara, but colors aside, first off, he is giant. Like, look at that compared to Cobalt. His head is so big, but he's really cute. It totally looks like a capybara. Initially, I was really worried that he looked a little bit too similar to a, you know, G5, G4 kind of pet, and I think that's kind of been an issue with a lot of the new molds, but this one really feels like a G2 pet for me, just like looks wise. Yeah, I really like this one. I think he's so cute. His body, again, very thick. It's very heavy. He's a very solid pet, but we gotta do the squish test. Like, how solid is he really? Okay. All right. Obviously, there's still a little bit of give, especially if you're pushing on the back, but the way that he is designed, he is not that squishy, so it's not something that's super noticeable at all, unlike this guy over here. I still can't get over this, you guys. It's actually insane. Like, that's awful. I can't get over that. Literally dead. Okay, but yeah, so he's a little Jolly Rancher, but he's cute. Obviously on the bottom here, you can't really see, but it says 2024 right there. His eyes are a little bit squished in, like, you know how LPS have their little eye indentations, you know, you can see here the place where the eyes are supposed to be printed on. Instead of being like flat or fully curved, they kind of look like they're poked in a little bit, which is the only thing that I would say about this one. I think Basic Fun definitely needs to get a little bit better at modeling the eyes on the new pets as far as the actual mold goes, but he's very, very cute, and I will definitely be making a Capybara custom hopefully very soon, because obviously these guys will be coming to the US, so they will be more readily available. But I'm, again, so grateful that Jerry sent these to me so that I could show them to you guys early and finally get my proper opinions on them. But I can definitely say without a shadow of a doubt, I am a huge fan of both of these LPS. I just wish this dude's head was not so squishy. But of course, please let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I always love hearing your guys' opinions on things like this. And if you have been lucky enough to receive these pets so far, let me know what you think about them. Like, I want to know, is your wolf as squishy as mine? Does he have this paint flaw, or does his little stripe look a lot more thin and streamlined like it does in the advertisement photos? And since this is another video related to Wave 2, let me know which Wave 2 set you know about that you're most excited for. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!